Welcome to 640, the summer 2016 version. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Tom Mawhinney. Everyone calls me Dr. Tom. And this will be the first of my session teaching memos. The course officially starts on Monday, June 6th. I'm doing this video 3 weeks in advance, so you have plenty of time to get comfortable with the course. You'll receive one of these teaching memos at the beginning of each session on the all announcements link, as this one will be, and in your Turo student email. So make sure that is working and hooked up. That is typically the only way I will communicate with you, other than my weekly office hours, which I hold using Zoom meeting. I'll explain that in my first teaching memo. There are many helpful videos throughout the course, and I would recommend watching them. And if you want to know what I expect and how you can get an A+, it's happened over and over again in my course. People try to get through it without watching my videos, without reading my teaching memos, and they typically struggle, do poorly. I end up writing me emails saying, Dr. Tom, how do I do this? And I can tell just from that email that they haven't watched any of my videos or read my teaching memo. So that is my first bit of advice. Where do you start, you may ask? And that is up here where it says syllabus, start here. Surprise, surprise. And that's where you'll see click on me first. I don't think I have to explain what that means. And in that folder, you'll see videos, session 1, click on me first. Session 1, click on me first, part 2. Session 1, click on me first, part 3. And these two that talk about the discussion boards and what I expect there and how you can get an A+. So it may seem like a lot, but take your time, watch those videos, and you'll have everything under control if you do that. You should also get acquainted with the Blackboard the Blackboard menu. First, you're going to find assignments in 2 places. They will be in the session folder. So if you click on coursework by week, that's where you find all my session folders, and you'll notice there are learning targets or learning objectives under each session. So if I were you, I would look at those learning targets and say, okay, this is what I should walk away from this unit. The first one says appropriately annotate text using a double entry journal. Ooh, what the heck is that? Describe what it means to be assessment literate. So those are 2 things I will expect you to know how to do by the end of session 1. Assignments are in 2 places. If you click on the session folder, you will see assignments due June 10th. And in every assignment folder, there are the assignments outlined, described, and there they are. It's this first discussion board here, which is assessment of literacy. You have 2 weeks to do that. Every discussion board is open for 2 weeks. This double entry journal, that's your first assignment that's due at the end of the session, which is June 10th. This video explains exactly what I expect in your first double entry journal, but you should do this grade the DEJ's activity first. There are 4 exemplar double entry journals here. You will read them and then use this rubric, which is how I will grade you, to grade those double entry journals. So this is part of the course, and what I'm trying to model is to get you to see how you make your expectations clear. Here are 4 exemplars, here's a video that explains it, and here's a rubric. This is all part of assessment for learning, where you get to know what your targets are. Where am I going? That's the first question you ask. Where am I now? That's the second question you ask. How can I close the gap? That's the third question. And we'll talk about that many times during the course because that's a big idea. Your assignments can also be found over on the left-hand menu here where it says All Assignments. And if you click on that, you will come to a page that has all your assignments in order and they're color coded. You think I'm anal? No way. So that's another way you can access your assignments. The same goes for any handouts. If you click on all materials on the left, you'll see there's all the readings, all my presentations, all my videos, all my websites, and a folder on APA style, which you will need to use in your discussion board initial posting and when you cite information that is not in our readings. Like part of the discussion board rubric is that you will find other websites that will enhance all of our learning that are relevant, quote unquote, relevant to the topic. Don't just go out and get some website and say, hey, check this out. If you're going to reference a website, I expect you to use it to support some comments you are making. And you can see that in an exemplar. I have exemplars for everything. In the coursework by week, you'll see there's a course materials folder, which has here the first week I have a video. If you click on handouts, you'll see vocabulary. These are the handouts for the first week. There are a lot of different, here are my exemplar discussion board posts. Here are these are all exemplar double entry journals. And so these are all the handouts. They're here and they're also in all materials on the web link, menu link that I just showed you. So that's a little bit of where you can find things. One of the first things you should do is go and download the course syllabus, which is in the same syllabus start here folder. If you scroll down, you'll see this is an at a glance syllabus where every session is laid out with links to the reading assignments and links to the materials that you should read. Pretty handy. This link here, if you right click on it, save target as, you can save your syllabus. I would create a EDSE 640 folder, and as you can see that I have one here. There's my EDSE 640 folder. I would create one, go under here, create new folder, and save all your handouts, your videos, everything you can save there. So that's how you download and save things. There's also a web link here for netiquette, which you should read just so you know how you should behave. I have an overview of the course where I explain my grading procedure. That's this link, this video right here. Do you need to watch that? Not really, but I would if you want to know how I grade, what everything is worth, etc., etc. Here's an academic integrity statement that everyone needs to click on, and it's a very simple form. You go over here and click continue, and they ask you one question, true or false, and save it. Everyone has to do that. That's part of Turo's policy. If you don't, I won't be able to give you a grade. So you need to make sure you do that. All right, so that is how you will get this and download the syllabus. I am constantly updating my videos. I mean, one of the good things about teaching online is that I can reuse my lecture videos. But some are maybe outdated. I try to screen them every semester, but some I may overlook. So if you see something that's of poor quality and or looks out of date, please let me know and I will fix it ASAP. Please introduce yourself in the introduction icebreakers discussion board, and please add a picture. If you go in, you'll see under all discussions. This is one way you can get to this discussion boards. There are two ways to do it. You can do it through assignments. That will get you through discussions. I would recommend going through all discussions because I have them. I will always have the most. This is not the right class. Here we go. This is under all discussions. Right here, you'll see introduction icebreakers. If you click on this, by the way, this is a what's called a Wordle. These are great for summarizing, for getting kids ideas. You can see that the words that are the largest are the ones that are used most often. So if you are having students write something, you can cut and paste, and that's what I'm going to do with your comments. These first comments are from me. I have introduced myself on the discussion board. You can see Dr. Tom. If you want to add your own, create a thread, and then just put your name in here, your first name. Mine is Tom, and then give me some information about yourself. Your undergraduate, where you went to undergraduate, if you have a job, where you're working, if you're teaching, what school district you're teaching in, et cetera, et cetera. So let me know a little bit about yourself, and then give me 4 bullets of things about you that make you unique. And please don't give me things like I am wonderful, I am caring, I have a loving spouse, I have a loving wife, et cetera, et cetera. And I have 2 beautiful children. That's cool, that's nice, but I want to know things like I am a professional hockey player. I was a professional hockey player. I am a diehard Red Sox fan. Yes! Automatic A. No, I'm only kidding. I'm definitely anti-Yankees. I'm neutral about the Mets, but most of you will be Giants and Jets fans, but that will have no adverse effect on your grade, so you can say that. But things like that. I love to cook, Italian, etc., etc. That's what I'm looking for. And then I will cut and paste them and there will be a new Wordle every few days after people add things there. So that's a good way to, and you'll notice that I have pictures on mine. Easy way to do this, if you go into create, let me go back and I think I talk about this in the discussion boards. If you create a thread, you can add pictures after you do your writing. You write, hit space, and then go to this icon where it says Insert Edit Image, and then you can go to Browse My Computer, and you can add a picture. So you go in this Browse My Computer, and you can go in, your pictures. Here are some. I don't keep my pictures here, but you can just click on a picture and add it. And please add a picture of yourself, not your dog, not your children. You can add your children or your spouse if you are in the picture. So this isn't Facebook. I don't want to see pictures of your dog. Please, I want to see a picture of you. So it makes it much more personal. In the course. So another thing I would like you to do is, if you click on Turo College Home on this upper tab, this is the page that you first log in. Go over here, and where it says personal information, edit personal information, and that's where you would put your name, your date, etc., etc. Mine is already in there. Personalize my settings. I believe, yes, there's the icon. There's a happy Dr. Tom. Obviously, it was in colder weather. I'd have a heavy vest on there. But you can go browse my computer and add a headshot. And that headshot will appear in all the discussion boards. So if you notice, if you go in, this is an old, I'll go into an old discussion board, and you can see pictures. If you can see there are students' pictures, headshots next to their discussion board post, and that makes it much more personal of a course if you do that. So please try that. The last thing I'm going to say is that I would request that you send me an email acknowledging that you've read or watched this memo. In that email, please include your cell phone number and an alternate email address through which I may contact you in an emergency. And every semester I have to contact students that way. Your session 1 assignment is due on June 12th, and the second session's work is due on June 19th, which means you have 2 weeks to do your first discussion board. So don't panic. If you think there's a lot of work, it really gets easier as the course goes on. I front-loaded it because typically we have 2 or 3 weeks to get the first week's assignment done. So please don't feel free to do it. Start working on it now. And good luck. And the way I've laid out the course, everyone can get an A+, and I expect everyone to get an A+. In one semester, everyone did get an A. Of course, I got slapped on the wrist by the dean of the department, or the department chair, because of grade inflation. But there's no such thing as grade inflation if you have a course where students know what's expected and you give them feedback to get where they're going. So that's it for my welcome menu. I look forward to meeting you all virtually.